welcome back. So 28. We're joined with Luke
How you doing, guys?
and Alan.
Good to be here.
Yeah, we're back. Let's go.
So do you want to give them a bit of introduction, Luke?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Luke Spurgeon. I've got a YouTube channel, Instagram. I guess you could kind of refer to me as a life coach, if you want to use that word, I guess is a good way of putting it. Basically, my job is to just teach young men how to live a good life in every single realm. So a lot of people usually focus on just money, or they're a dating coach, or they're a fitness coach. They focus on one aspect of life. My whole philosophy is there's no point having one without the other. Okay, you've all seen the rich guy who can't get laid, or the guy that's in really good shape who has no money. There's no point having one skill built up if you then can't use those skills to tap into other things as well. So my whole philosophy and my whole teachings basically just show men how to take all of their energy, their ambition, their passion, whatever it may be, and just put it into every area of life. So get in good shape, make money, learn how to talk to women, like the basics of life, just get good at it and just live a good life of freedom, basically. So I've been doing that for around, I'd say about 2 years now. Started off on YouTube and then I funneled through to TikTok, Instagram and all that good stuff. And we're taking off a little bit now and it's all coming into place very nicely, but that's kind of what I do. Yeah.
Oh, that's good news, man.
So what actually got you on that tangent? Because you've mentioned as well from your previous stories and like that were you still working your job while you're starting your own business, or did you just go full in, or what was the reason and the purpose behind actually starting up that business to grow and develop the lives of young men?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think 2 main points. Number one, in terms of why I started this particular career, if you want to call it that, or entrepreneurial venture, I think I've always been in the therapist role without even realizing it. So my friends or, my girlfriend or people I used to work with, anyone that I'd interact with, whenever they're having a bad day or they run into a problem or there's something going on in their life that's quite negative, I always found I adopted the therapist role just naturally. I always just liked helping people. I liked seeing them go from, lost in a situation to then, I figured it out. That was always very satisfying for me. And that, when I realized that, and I thought, okay, now all I need to do is find a way to monetize it. Because I thought to myself, my dream life, my perfect reality would be if I can do that, because I enjoy doing it, just helping people, but only do that, not have to work a shitty job on the side, not have to do things I don't want to do to get by, to literally make that my lifestyle. So I started to brainstorm a little bit and thought, right, what if I just put my teachings onto social media in the form of, just a video, just me talking about a certain topic, giving advice on it, telling a story, whatever it may be. And then alongside that, selling my services, so selling knowledge-based products, online products, courses, paid communities, one-to-one mentorship, whatever it may be, and make money through that. And that's when I got into the whole entrepreneurial side of it and the business side of it. But it all kind of stemmed from the fact that I've always just enjoyed doing it. And I think even if I lost everything today, it all went down the hill, I'd still be the same person. I still just naturally enjoy just helping people. But yeah, to answer your question, I was working, I'd say countless 9-to-5 jobs. I was working at restaurants, pubs, bars, airports, adventure parks. Like I've done a wide variety of different normal jobs, if you want to call it that. And it wasn't really for me. I enjoyed it. I made the most of it, but I was like, right, there's got to be more to life. Do you know what I mean? This is boring.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. So that's what spurred me on into this journey, I think.
Yeah, I just had a question. So how early, like when was your first ever video out there? Like when the journey started, like how did it feel? I don't know, I guess going public, I guess working multiple jobs also in the past kind of helped you with that kind of development of putting yourself out there and then just working with people, socializing with people. But yeah, like I guess just that first video and going public, how did that feel?
Yeah, good question. You know what? It was a mix of emotions. It was, I'd say scary is the word I'll use to some degree, but at the same time, it was exciting. It felt like a start of a new journey, a start of a new climb up the mountain that I've never been up before. And it's funny because I talk to clients now who want to do the same thing that I do. I'm like, yeah, well, what kind of business do you want to do? They're like, oh, I want to do YouTube and I want to do coaching and basically what I do. I'm like, okay, why haven't you started yet? What's the obstacle stopping you from committing to that? And they always say, variety of the same things. I'm just scared of what other people are going to think. I'm scared of what these people are going to think if they find it out, or people in work, if they find my YouTube channel. I'm scared of what they're going to think of me. And that, I understand it, because I felt a fraction of that before I started as well. I was kind of like, yeah, what if people find it and they laugh at me, or they find it cringe, or, it's just weird, whatever. But then I kind of just committed to it and thought, right, my philosophy on life is just, as long as I'm living the way I want to live, as long as I'm doing something that I enjoy and that I want to commit myself to, it doesn't matter what people think. Because regardless of what I do, whether I work a normal job and conform, go to university, do what everyone else does, or I pursue a career of online income, there's always going to be someone that disagrees with me. There's always going to be someone that hates on me. So I thought, fuck it. I may as well just commit myself to this and just put myself out there. Yeah, like the charisma, the confidence, all of these things kind of developed over time. I didn't always have this. I used to stutter all the time. I used to, when I would record videos, I used to look up at the sky and just, not even look at the camera. I'd be all over the place. So I was a bit of an amateur back in the day. But obviously, you've got to start somewhere. It's like riding a bike. You get on the bike, you fall off a couple of times. Before you know it, you start to learn how to balance the bike, and then you're riding with no hands and you're chilling. So I think that's kind of how the journey developed. And yeah, it was a bit scary at the start, but I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed the process. I didn't attach myself too much to the external results or the future or what was actually happening. I kind of just enjoyed, going outside, recording some videos, talking to
the journey, enjoy the moment.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was kind of like therapy as well to me. It was kind of like an outlet for me to express all my thoughts and opinions, which I found quite nice as well.
That's right.
Definitely, bro. But yeah, man, it's interesting the way things funnel into different avenues, because I started not really knowing where it would take me. I mean, it's literally changed my life. I'm financially free. I never have to worry about money ever again. And it all started with me literally just wanting to tell people to do push-ups or, think positive. It started very, very simple.
But then, me too, even like how we started this podcast, me and Daniel, all about self-improvement and everything. And then you just, because you're always preaching it online and you're just like, just it's all about I guess just honing in on that mindset. And then after that, just putting in the reps, in different areas, physically, mentally, spiritually, even just different avenues at the end of the day. And, you can see, I mean, for viewers out there, just, I guess 2025, this year, honestly, for anyone starting a YouTube channel or even anything, even if it's short form, but just putting yourself out there in public, you're not going to lose in any way. It's so easy. I've seen, even in my circle, so many guys just coming in from their niche. I know a guy, he's coming in from a soccer background. All he does now is just post commentaries on soccer and stuff. And he started 4 months ago. Now he's at 1.5K subscribers, and he's just doing just regular tips and stuff. And because I feel right now they're saying it's on easy mode and stuff like that, but I'm just happy. I'm just really happy for you, Luke, to see better and better with time, especially this year. Oh my God, what's happening, and even in the crypto industry, with Trump doing things, it's insane.
Bro, I'm talking millionaire status this year, bro. It's gonna be
for sure. Man.
It's gonna be fucking amazing, honestly.
I was telling Daniel, Luke Belmar.
Yeah.
The big, I was you might be him in the future. Who knows?
There you go.
It's
anything possible, man. Yeah, absolutely. And I think what you mentioned there about just, the state of the world and the economy going into 2025, obviously Trump being elected and the crypto space, everyone's very pro crypto at the moment. Everything's going through the roof. The opportunities are literally endless. And I always say to people bro, you're scared of what other people are going to think. And that's literally, you're allowing that as a trade-off for infinite freedom, infinite finances, fame as well, if you want to go that far with it.
Exactly.
I mean, that's always a positive to some degree. Women, all the things you can get from putting yourself out publicly into the world, you're going to trade that off from what someone might think of you. Who gives a shit? You're going to die one day, So that's the way I look at it. It's bro, I'm going to be dead one day. Who cares? None of it really matters in the end anyway. So just fucking try shit. Do you know what I mean? Experience life, do things. If you make mistakes, if you fuck up, if it doesn't go the way you wanted it to go or the way you planned, who cares? Is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Just try and live life a little bit. And I think that's the best thing you can do while you're young, because that is what will give you a taste of what reality actually is, like how the world actually functions, how things actually work. And, you know, guys will ask me all the time, what's the tips and tricks to speak to women? Like, how do I do it? What do I say? What's the best pickup line? I'm like, bro, just go over and try. Just do something. Just go and say hello. Like, there is no tips and tricks. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's the same thing I
You
always used to
learn
like.
by experience, you know, take
Yeah,
the L's and then don't let
Literally
it
just
like
do
take
sales
you
for a
down.
living and
Just
you learn.
bounce back up and then, yeah, exactly.
exactly, bro. It's simple. It really is. Like, most of life isn't, there's no secret. There's no tips and tricks to it. There's no like secret hack or anything like that. It's just literally, if you want to get better at something, just do more of it. And most people can't do that. That's the little paradox that people get stuck in, is they can't be at a phase where they have to be willing to look at themselves as a beginner. They don't like that. They want the ego fulfillment of, oh, I'm the best, I'm good at shit. They hate going into something and being the newbie, being the beginner, being the guy that's not good at
Yeah.
it.
No,
That
but you have to.
awkwardness and yeah, absolutely. You
I
have
think
to,
you get the perfect advantage of being the underdog anyway.
yeah,
You get
exactly.
the perfect advantage.
Yeah, 100%.
Because what have you got to lose? You're a beginner anyway. Like, who gives a shit? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. So you can't lose. It's either you're going to progress and get better over time, or what, you realize it's not for you and you don't make any progress. So you're a
Yeah,
beginner anyway.
something different. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think just trying things, understanding that reality is the best teacher. You know, people always say, what if this happens? What if that happens? Just do it and see what happens. Because you don't know until you've done it. You know, so life is so simple. It really is. Honestly, so it's going to be a good year, man. I'm very excited.
Sure.
Also, just going back to what you mentioned earlier, how did you end up developing your philosophy for life? Because how did you end up developing it?
I think through pain, you know, I think through negativity, I think through all of the bad shit that I've been through, there's always a silver lining that I've taken from it. And all of these small little positives that I've taken from the dark places of my life have slowly compounded. And then it becomes, well, now what I like to call my philosophy on life. You know, the way I see everything, it has been built from all the small little minor things that I've gone through in my life. So I would just say, you know, breakups, heartbreak, pain, mistakes, negativity, you know, people, experiences you've been through, whatever it may be, all the different things that shape you as a person, I think that slowly develops the way you perceive life. And if you're always looking for that lesson in the darkness, if you're always looking for that one positive, that one bit of light that you can take from the dark, that's when you'll grow. That's when you actually develop a perception on life that benefits you. Because what you can do instead is two options, very simple. Let's say your girlfriend breaks up with you and now you're heartbroken. You love this girl. She was the one. You genuinely thought you're going to get married and have kids and everything. And now you realize that she doesn't feel the same way. She's broke up with you and it hurts in your heart, right? There's two ways you can take that. You can run away from it and you can, you know, hide away from the pain and make yourself a victim. Why me? Blah, blah, blah. And just put yourself in this negative mindset and say, oh, everything goes wrong. I'm unlucky. Nothing ever goes my way. Obviously, that's going to lead to a negative outcome, right? Or you can do the exact same situation. You can just perceive it in a different way and think, right, this is good. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for it because it's made me a better version of myself. It's helped me understand women more. It's helped me understand relationship dynamics more. It's helped me understand myself more. Cool. These are all positive things. Let me add it to my armory. And then before you know it, you're a more knowledgeable and confident and charismatic version of yourself. And you actually have a way of perceiving the world that makes sense, because so many people are just lost from reality. They're offline in the brain. They don't understand how the world actually works, because everything they're going through, they're not even analyzing it. They're not even looking at it and thinking, what can I learn from this? They're just blindly going through, oh, that was shit. Well, back to Pornhub and video games. Like, no one thinks anymore. Do you know what I mean?
You don't want to.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like you're stuck into that fake reality again. It's like all virtual and stuff. But it's like, you know, sometimes like being a man too is like take those hits in the real world, learn and grow. Like it's not gonna come overnight. Sometimes it does, like when, you know, for example, crypto, yeah. But like in general, even if it does, it can go back to zero overnight too. So it's like you have to learn by failure, you have to learn by experience and put yourself out there in the real world.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
I was gonna say, I had a point. The whole social media online business, right? How do you kind of detach yourself, you know, keep to yourself? Because remember you said, you know, it's everything one day everything, whatever, there's a huge power outage, like a global power outage or whatever, and then we lose all, you're still going to remain yourself, right? So how do you kind of like maintain yourself? Don't let, like, I guess the comment section or even the number of likes or whatever you're getting from social media affect you. How do you keep to yourself as Luke, you know?
Well, there's so many different ways I can answer this, because I've been through the rigmarole of hate comments and negativity and, you know, just all that bullshit online. I've gone through all the different sides of the spectrum. And I think the best way I can answer that, how do you not let it affect you and how do you stay true to yourself, is just always revert back to you. So if you get a hate comment, for example, and you look at it on your screen, you're scrolling down your comments, you see a hateful one, and it hurts your ego. It actually hits you. It affects you, right? And you think, oh shit, like it gets to you. The best thing you can do in that moment is turn your phone off and just sit there for a second. If you have to meditate, whatever you need to do, go for a walk and just sit and revert back to who you are as a person. How do you want to be living your life? I always ask myself this question, right? If I get a hate comment and it's someone insulting me or just being negative towards the way I live my life and it affects me, I ask myself, why did it affect me? What is it? I really try and understand it. And if I come to the conclusion at the end of reflecting on it and I think to myself, I'm living life the way I want to live it. So let's say someone calls me arrogant or cocky or big-headed, or, you know, you're too full of yourself, Luke. You need to humble yourself. I get that a lot, surprisingly. You know, that might hurt my ego in the moment, but if I reflect on it and think, right, am I being true to how I want to live? Do I want to be this guy? Or is this a facade that I'm putting up for social media? You know, the way I talk, the way I present myself, am I doing that because that's what I want to do? Or am I doing that because that's the way I think I should be doing things? Why am I living the life that I'm living? And if I can come to the conclusion and say to myself, I'm living it true to how I want to live it in this present moment, that may change a week from now, it may change 5 years from now. But right now, if I'm living life the exact way that I think is true to me, then all the external shit doesn't affect me. I just don't care. Because regardless of what they say, people are going to hate anyway. So why would I change the way I act or the way I live my life or anything like that based upon someone's opinion? It doesn't matter. Everyone's going to have opinions anyway. I could be the nicest, most humble, most like PC, politically correct, whatever person in the entire world, never say anything controversial, you know, and there'll still be someone somewhere that either disagrees with me or finds something to pick at, you know? So I think, fuck it, I may as well just fully commit to it and be who I want to be. I think also to add on to that, all of it, none of it's real. Like, it's all just pixels on a screen. Do you know what I mean? Unless it's physically affecting your actual life, like real life man shit problems. You walk outside your house and people are threatening to stab you. Unless it's real life shit, it doesn't matter. It's not real. It's pixels on a screen. Who cares? And most of the time it's some fat incel, can't get women, and he sees you guys doing your thing and it's like, fuck this guy, you know? Like, why are you so confident? Just the fact you're putting yourself on social media offends them because they know they'd never be able to do that. They'd never have the confidence to do that. So I don't know, bro. That's how I like to look at it. None of it's real. It's all a game.
On top of that, like, you see yourself, your life literally changing. You're developing your character. You're becoming stronger as a person.
Yeah.
You know, like, just all of that, I guess, is just reason to, you know, ignore all the hate, ignore all those comments, keep going, you know, keep pushing. At the end of the day, you know, being consistent. You see, that's another thing too, is about being consistent when posting, you know, having like just, you know, the discipline, you know, putting in those reps. That's another thing too, that just keeps on motivating you to pursuing that path and just grinding it.
Yeah. Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. Yeah, very well said, bro. Yeah, man. I would say to add on to that as well, you mentioned about consistency. Yeah, it just shows the power of momentum, right? Because it's the same of anything. You go to the gym and you hit every single day that you said you were going to go to the gym. Let's say you went, you didn't fail, you went to the gym. The strength that you feel and the energy that you have by hitting those targets consistently and staying on it, and the way that your body in real time, you can see it being sculpted into something better. That momentum spirals you on into an upward kind of spiral of success, right? And it's the same with money, same with business. You sit down every single day, you work on your business, you're going to get more clients, which makes you more money. That more money can then reinvest into adverts, for example, which equals more clients, then more money. Before you know it, boom, upward spiral again. Momentum is a very real thing. The more you put energy into something, the more that it grows. And the more that it grows, the easier it becomes to maintain it. And when it's easy to maintain, that's when you can have infinite momentum and motivation. And, it's easy because you just look at your bank balance and you get a dopamine hit. And it's like, why would I quit now? Momentum's a very real thing. Definitely.
But then also when you're going back to, and you're saying nothing is real, like even when it comes to finances, like crypto and that sort of stuff, like percentages, are you just like, oh, it's just a casual day? Because you said like, yeah, as I was saying, nothing is real. Like when you gain like as you do with the Trump coin, you're just like, just another day. Like, was that just completely unfazed and just moved on? Oh, more putting into BTC or something.
Yeah. You know what? I like to view life as a whole, like literally everything. I'm talking as minor as, I missed an opportunity on a meme coin, all the way up to like my life is falling apart. Let's say my business is failed, everything's fucked, I'm about to lose the apartment, girlfriend broke up with me, like everything's going to shit. I look at life, I look at everything and I just think, you know what? It's just a game. It's all just experience. Like, it might be a bad one. It might be shit. It might be a hard mission to get through in the video game of life, but it's still part of the game. Like, there's no light without dark, So I look at everything and just think, as long as I'm emotionally stimulated, whether it's good or bad, I don't really care. As long as I'm doing something, I'm experiencing something.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, it's fun. And that's how I like to look at life. I get rejected by a girl, for example. It's like, it's part of the game. Let me just learn how to play the game better next time, right? Lose a bit of money, part of the game. That's how I like to look at it. It's kind of my philosophy. None of this is real. You're going to die one day. Just enjoy the game. You might be going through absolute shit right now. You might be in the worst bottom level of the game. Like it's the worst shit ever. Everything's going wrong, but you're still in the game. And that's what makes it fun. You're still breathing. You've still got a fighting chance. So enjoy the game. You may as well, because you're going to have to play it anyway.
And the trenches are the best part.
Say that again?
And also the trenches are the best part of the game anyway.
Yeah.
Just because all the shit and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen something today from a friend of mine, and he said that sometimes wanting something is more enjoyable and more pleasurable for you than actually having it. So, and that's absolutely true. I genuinely believe that's absolutely true. I'll give you plenty of examples, right? In the phase of trying to attract the girl, you're texting the girl, you've just met her on a night out, you got a number, cool. Now you're texting back and forth. Maybe you're trying to organize a date, you get on the date, you're a bit nervous, you're flirting with her, things are going well. All of that phase of like trying to get something is so much more fun and enjoyable and pleasurable and stimulating than having it. How many times have you, for example, have thought to yourself, right, when I get to this goal, like let's say 10K per month, when I get to 10K per month, then I'll be happy. Then I'll have like that satisfaction that I want, right? It'll be amazing. Oh my God, I'll have 10K per month. And then you hit it and it's kind of like, oh, all right, on to the next
just
one.
Want more now.
Yeah. 20K next. Like
it's part of the human nature. Like you're never, it's like you're always insatiable. There's always like the next thing that you're going to desire. And it's part of you're like you said, and that's what makes life.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think as well, it's like when you're climbing the mountain, the climb up the mountain is what's so fun. When you get to the top, you've done it. There's no challenge anymore. Like, I'm at the top of the mountain. That's it. Like, what else is there? I think as humans, we're constantly looking for that next pursuit. It's all about the pursuit of things. It's all about the climb of the mountain. And I think as long as you can constantly find something to give you that pursuit, you'll never feel purposeless, So it's a good thing to consider.
But also, do you reckon that's why people also do multiple various business models at a time? Let's just say, like me, for example, with like a marketing agency, a podcast, I've also got 2 high-ticket offers and like that. Like just climbing multiple mountains makes it more fun because then you can just trade in the skills and here, just to make it more enjoyable and make it a bit more like, oh shit, this one's going to fail, or like this is going to happen, and just sort of like add more enjoyment to it.
You know what? I would say so, yeah, because when you accomplish one mission, when you've climbed one mountain, especially as a man, you need to find the next one to then give you that same level of emotional stimulus. So when I first hit 10K, right, it was in a certain business model, hit 10K per month. Is that you reconnecting or is that me? Am I lagging out?
That might be mine because Australian Wi-Fi is just pure shit house.
No worries. Yeah, I mean, as long as you can still hear me. So I hit
Yeah,
it's
10K,
fine.
and for a very long time, 10K per month was my goal. It was like my main thing. Like, oh my God, yeah, if I can hit that, I'll be comfortable. You know, I can do whatever I want. I remember looking at my bank statement and seeing money in for the full month, and it was like 10,300 or something like that. For the first time ever in my entire existence on Earth. And I thought, I've been wanting this for like 2 years straight. That's all I've been visualizing. That's all I've been wanting. It's just 10K per month. That was my business goal. And as soon as I hit it, I felt a brief moment of, that's cool. You know, like, well done. A brief moment of pride, I guess you could say. And then about 5 seconds later, I'm like, right, what's next? I need the next
Yeah.
emotional stimulus. I'm over it now. You know, like I always use the example of cold showers as well. You know, when you're about to step into the cold shower, that part is the hardest. Like before you get in, going from room temperature to the cold is the hardest bit. When you're actually under the water and you're in the shower, your body and your nervous system, your mind, it's very good and quick at conditioning you to certain stimulus. So as soon as you get into the cold shower, you're like, oh, I'm used to it now. Like that's it. You get used to things so quickly. And there's a kind of mantra I always like to live by, and it's either you adapt or you die, and that's it. It's very simple. Because in life, no matter what you could lose your legs, you could be paralyzed. The only two options that are ever going to occur to you is either you adapt to the new situation you find yourself in, or it's over, like game over. You're dead. Or you decide to quit the game. You decide to, unalive yourself. So I think they're the only two options in life. You either adapt to it and you get conditioned, or you decide you don't want to continue anymore and it's game over. And it's a very simple black and white mindset.
Do you reckon that happens for a lot of people in the 9 to 5 world who just want to get like very basic life, just basically go to school, get high grades, go to university, and then just live your whole life just being someone else's pet, pretty much?
I think so, yeah. I think they get used to it and they get so comfortable with it that the transition out of that into something completely new is so overwhelming. There's so much to take in. It's so stressful. They're just like, fuck this. I may as well just stay in my job. I'm comfortable enough. I have enough money coming in. The people are nice. I have a laugh with that guy behind the desk. The boss is cool. Like, it's just enough for them to be content. It's not that bad. And that's, I think, a problem. Sometimes when you're in the middle, it's actually worse than being at rock bottom. When you're at rock bottom, there's only one way you can go. It's up. That's it. But when you're in the middle, it's like, yeah, but if I try to go up anymore, it's complicated, it's stressful, it's there's a lot to take in. Okay? But also if I quit this job, then I could go down. And that's bad. I don't want to go down. So they just stay in the middle. And that's the worst possible existence you can ever live, because you're never truly fulfilling anything. You're just gliding on autopilot. There's no mental stimulus anymore. You're just like,
There's
whatever.
too much comfort, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely, man. I think sometimes you need it to be worse than it actually is for you to actually take action. It needs to burn. When you put your hand in the fire, it needs to burn you for you to realize, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. Maybe I should change the way I'm living life. So
yeah.
crazy world.
So when you started, did you like end up quitting your job and going all in, or did you have it like on the side while working?
Yeah, so I was doing YouTube on the side. So I was working at a zip line attraction park. So I was an operator at this attraction park for like rock climbing, zip lines, all that kind of shit, right? It's a decent job, actually. It was pretty fun. And I was just the guy that put them in the harness, sent them down the zip line, and just made sure they didn't fall off. Basically, that was my job. So nice and fun. And yeah, every time I got home from that, it was 12-hour shifts every single day. Every single time I got home, I'd instantly record videos, like straight back to the grind, So, and I was just doing that, for maybe a good couple of months. And then it came to a point where I was like, right, I've started to get some one-to-one coaching orders in. At the time, I was charging about $120 per hour at the time for a coaching call. And I get a couple here and there, nothing too consistent. It was just like, oh, cool, that guy wants to book a call, pays 120. Nice, I can take that. It was a very much you eat what you kill kind of environment. I had to hunt for the next sale over and over and over again. There was nothing consistent, which was very stressful. But I thought to myself, right, instead of spending 12 hours every single day at this zipline job, why don't I spend 12 hours every single day just sat at the desk, hustling, trying to find something to bring in consistent income, trying to find a way to make this consistent for myself? Because I genuinely believe, right, if I sat here and dedicated 12 hours every single day, like I would at a job, not getting distracted, not randomly going off and talking to that person or going on a walk. They're just sitting and locking in for full 12 hours, only taking a break to go for a piss. That's it. You know what I mean? Locked in. Surely, with that much dedication every single day, I would find a way to make money consistently. And lo and behold, it actually worked. I came up with an idea to create a video course for sexual issues. And the reason I came up for this idea was because I thought to myself, what is one problem? Because my demographic, my target audience is men, young men. What is one problem that most men are going to encounter at some point in their life? Like, if not every single man will go through at least one sexual problem on the time span of his life. And that can range anything from porn addiction to premature ejaculation to erectile dysfunction, all of these things, right? Performance anxiety, I don't know how to dirty talk, whatever. Every single man at some point, they've got to go through at least one of these, right? And that was the thinking process I was in. So I was like, what if I sold a video course that solved that problem? Surely that would be a great way of making money. Because I understood this basic concept of business is just find problems, sell the solution. That is business, practically, in a very simple way. And I thought, right, a very recession-proof problem that I can pick is the sexual industry, sexual, performance, whatever it may be. So I crafted this video course, put it all together, put all the modules in, porn addiction, premature ejaculation. I was talking from experience. I went through all of these things myself and I found the cure to them. So I was like, right, I'll just share it on the internet. And I sold it for $75 per person at the time as a standalone video course. And it did very, very well. Instantly, I was marketing it every single day. I was talking about it in the videos. I was putting it in community posts on YouTube. And it performed straight away, just like that. And I took that as a sign from the universe, from God, whatever you believe in. I just thought, right, that's like confirmation that if you have an idea in your brain and you actually put it into reality, you actually just try it. This is why I'm so big on that mindset that I mentioned before. Just try things. If you have an idea and you're watching this right now and you've got an idea in your brain and you think, oh, but what if it doesn't work? What if this? What if that? Just do it. Because the likelihood is you've probably got a very good idea. You're probably more intelligent than you think you are. And if you tried it, you'd get feedback from reality and you'd realize, oh, it actually worked. And that's exactly what happened to me. And then literally, as soon as I released that, I've never looked back since. I never worked a job after that point. That was it. Business took off and kind of just spiraled from there. So
That's
it.
nice, man. Yeah, and then also like for a lot of people out there, like when you have an idea, put in all your energy to materialize it and make it happen. Like some people they just go halfway. They don't go all in. They don't go, like, for example, do a research. Like, for example, if you're trying out a new business, know the market, go all in, do the research. What are the big players? What's happening? Who are the competitors? What's the new technologies coming out there? It's like, you really gotta test that idea all the way through. And then it's like literally like you're investing yourself, your energy, your time. And then that's it. Like you said, those converting those 12-hour shifts from, that job, regular job to, your own thing, your own idea. That's what you have to do. That's a lot of people still, they can't go it's like 5% or like 15%. I know other people, maybe they have like different responsibilities. They're in a different stage in life. But when you're young, you have no responsibility. You're like, the majority of people, like their parents are still taking care of like 90% of their needs, housing, food, whatever. Go all in on your ideas, take risks. And that's pretty much it.
But also just to add more on top of that, even if, like, let's just say if your only responsibility is like a girlfriend, just try and sell you doing that risk as like an opportunity and be like, hey, I've made a bunch of risks. This is just going to work. Just give it a bit of time. Just trust me and trust in the process as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you can be a man of substance to that degree where you are ambitious, you are trying things, women love that. You can be as broke as a joke, but if you have ambition and she can see that you're actually trying to do something with your life, that's a very attractive quality. It's a security signaling to that woman. Women love security. They love being with a guy that they think he can take care of me, not just physically on the street when you're walking down the street, financially, mentally, emotionally. They love that security. And if they can see, this guy's got ambition, he's trying things, he's trying to make this business work, he's taking a risk, maybe it's a bit scary for her in that moment, but she trusts you, she trusts your ability, and she loves the ambition. So I think what you said there is absolutely spot on, bro. Yeah, 100%. And guys will always talk about that, like, you know, you need money to have women, or women only care about money. It's absolutely not the case. Absolutely not the case. They care about the lifestyle that money can facilitate, but it's not the bank balance itself. Like opening up your phone and look how much money you've got. That's not going to get you laid.
No, it's about how really
Yeah.
about the experience you can gift her. You know, what kind of
And
experience you
also
can
not
create.
boring her is very important as well.
Yeah.
This is just coming from my own experience, like, because I've dated a few in the last, let's just say, within the last few months, and like I've been broke as shit because I just literally buy, just invest it or spend it or whatever, and then I'm just like, I'm back to zero, and then I'm just like, okay, we've got to work something out, and then I'm just like, hustle. I'm just like, well, whenever she's not around, I just hustle, and then just as long as it's not, as long as I create like the emotional roller coaster for her, it's just like, oh, there's like something like exciting, something that's providing that sense of security, but it's also like, as you're saying, it's the ambition that drives it. You can be, broke as shit, but also you can still, you know.
Yeah, here's
Yeah.
another thing. Like, I guess, like another question that just came up. What do you actually? What traits, qualities do you look for in a girl? Like when you're, dating or in a relationship, I guess.
Yeah. You know what? Intelligence is one that I actually really, really like. I like a girl that has a little bit more substance than just, I don't know, just like retard TikTok brains. You know what I mean? Just like I don't know. I like a girl that I can actually talk to and have a deep conversation with, and she's actually switched on to some degree. I really, really like that. I think also, obviously, loyalty goes without saying, but just having someone that I can trust is definitely a good thing. What other traits do I look for? Self-respect. Self-respect, massive. And that could be anything as simple as just going to the gym, or you just having like mental self-respect, you know, actually her looking after herself, her just believing that she is someone that's worthy of, respect. That I like that as well. I don't know. What about you guys? What do you look for in a woman? What is your kind of your trigger point where you're like, I like that. I like that.
I'll just say one is, as you're saying, intelligence and just questioning stuff, because I've had chicks who haven't bothered to actually question like the medical system or why they're being told this, and I'm just like, this is like killing me, because I'm like, at least try and have a free mind, because you can save yourself more in the future than what you can save yourself now.
Yeah,
That has to be the main thing, and that femininity that can provide me that sense of peace whenever I'm not working.
it's a good one. Yeah, yeah, I like that.
And
Yeah,
then other times also, yeah, obviously intelligence is very, very important, but there's also one that's really important for me is like she's consistent with herself, she's not like too, up or down, like bipolar kind of thing. I don't know. I guess maybe that's for me. I'm kind of picky like that, but like that's something I really kind of value. What else? Discipline, she stays healthy, takes care of herself, eats right, goes to the gym, even spiritually too, for me, that's really important. Like she
me
she has
too.
like a connection with God, she maintains her faith, also like kind of building life with her, or even like going into the future, building a family, kids and all that. That's super important, having like the kind of, culture where she's looking after what you have, what you own, like your possessions, whatever you have in your house, your place, your car. She knows how to take care of things. That's super important for me. And yeah, I mean,
I like that, man. You know what? A question just came to mind. Let's flip this on its head a little bit. What do you guys think are, I mean, you could do maybe like a top three. What are the most important traits for men to have to attract women? I would love to hear your guys' opinions on that.
I'll go first. So I'll say personally, obviously, ambition, no matter in any area. Like you could be like a songwriter, like a
Yeah.
want to be like a professional songwriter, but still that ambition, or fighter, but then turn like businessman sort of stuff. But ambition is definitely number one from what I've seen, and also like what I've like obviously done. I'd say also the ability to know how to at least defend, even if you do jujitsu, whatever. Like this is also another thing from my personal experience. Every kick is just like it's just they just fall in love in the concept of you just knowing how to defend them, and also if not, like even the jiu-jitsu elements, you can just pretty much knock someone out if you use like the right chokehold or whatever, or if you use like an arm bar. And then what is it, the last one? I'm trying to think of the last one. Probably just being able to that quality of being able to support the family, like that, like that sort of dad love. It's like not as, not as emotionally attached to the mum, but it's like as it is with the mum, but it's detached enough to look at everything logically on a board and then be like, this is the best move, this is the best move, and just play chess to the best of their ability.
Yeah, I like that, man. Yeah. What about you, Ahmed?
Yeah, so for me, I guess the first thing is just being capable, like just being capable of just learning things by yourself, kind of self-taught, being a handyman, starts like that, at a house, or even just going out, learning new things, being bold, like starting something new, taking risks and just learning, especially when you're young. And then, yeah, that's for me, first thing, I guess, confidence, charisma, strong character. Those are like qualities. Technical skills. You got to know how to make money. You got to know how to provide. You got to know how to protect. Like you said, I guess examples would be learning kind of a martial arts or, how to defend, learn how to make money yourself, starting I guess for me, even having your own business is like one of the most masculine, traits,
Yeah.
You're out there, you're like, oh yeah, I can cover, you can start an event, you can cover, you invite people, you can control, situations, kind of create the environment for positivity, even creating your environment for the next generation, your kids, that's something that's super important for, as a man, going out there, I don't want to feel like like there's something I can't have a control over or influence over, especially for them. And like just you're out there, you create everyone. Whenever you're around, there's always going to be that energy that you carry with you, that's going to uplift, people around you. For me, it's like whenever I step into the gym, for me, it's like the number one place where I like to socialize. I step into the gym, people are already like giving me hand wave signals, smiling at me, girls and guys, like it's like something, it's like a kind of like an energy or vibe that you carry with you all the time. That's something that I feel like it's super important to have, men or women, and yeah, there's, I don't know, I guess I kind of covered a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You covered definitely all the main ones. I'd say myself personally, I think being fun and whatever you define that as, obviously you can change, but I think just having an open mind towards life and being a bit spontaneous. Spontaneity is a massive, massive thing in terms of women, I've observed anyway. And I think one of the reasons for that is because most of the time when we go through life as men, all of our masculine endeavors that we commit ourselves to, in order to achieve success in these things, business, going to the gym, networking, whatever it may be, like your speech, all of the things that you do as a man to develop yourself, oftentimes to be successful at these things, they require, consistent, just doing the same thing every day. Go to the gym, lift weights, go to the gym, lift weights, go to the gym, get the point, right? Show up, do the business work, show up, do the business work. It's the same mundane, boring thing, but it leads to success. So in a male brain, a lot of the time people are thinking like, right, well, surely if I use this same consistent, do the same thing, if it works once, it'll work forever kind of mindset, and I take that and use that with women, surely it'll work as well. And then they forget that women think completely different to men and they require completely different things. And, for example, they'll get into the bedroom and they're just doing the exact same things. It's predictable. It's the predictability that is one of the biggest turnoffs for women. You need it to be like, I think you mentioned it before about having the emotional roller coaster. That's the perfect way of explaining it, right? They need that spontaneity. They need that emotional stimulus that they don't know what's coming. They don't know what to expect. And I'm not saying be like a clown, don't do anything stupid just for the sake of being spontaneous, but just different things. You know what I mean? It's just that ability to be fun let's go here today. Let's go to Paris. Fancy going to France? Yeah, cool. I'll book a holiday. Let's go. It's just having the ability to do those things. You know, it's fun. It's different. It's unpredictable. Same with the bedroom as well. Change things up a little bit. Don't do the same shit over and over again. If she knows exactly what you're going to do, kisses on the neck, foreplay, then this position, then that, like, it's just the same shit in the same location, the same position every single time. It's boring to the female brain. For men, we're like, it worked once, you know, so I'm just going to do the same thing over and over again. But in a
But
woman's
then
brain,
it's just like,
she's like,
it's boring for you too, you know, like sometimes
yeah,
the
that's
men
fun.
need that
Yeah.
variation. You know, I
Absolutely,
realized too, like, even at the gym, you know, you switch up your workouts, switch up, you know, like that's how I got into calisthenics too. I was like, there's no way I'm going to just keep lifting weights, like benching. You know, I was like, okay, yeah. And then you
Yeah, it
reach
gets
like what,
boring. Yeah,
25,
exactly.
and then you get bored. You need variation,
Yeah,
even for you, for yourself. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
that's another
Well
thing.
said.
It's like another thing that I saw, like, I think is one of the top speakers that you see, like, on social media, Alex Hormozy.
Yeah, Alex
But yeah,
Mosey.
this guy was like something along the lines of, you need to you take yourself on a date, on a, like, a expensive date, or like just to give yourself like that taste of experience so that you can kind of like, you know what it feels, and you have like that hunger and that thirst for it, and you can actually create something similar or better, or a variation, you know?
Yeah,
And then, yeah, like
absolutely.
you kind of put yourself in a totally different experience or different like situation, so you can see those variations and like start living them and creating them yourself, you know?
Yeah, good point. Yeah. So I think just having that ability to do those things, be spontaneous, be unpredictable to some degree, just be fun. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, even when I was broke back in the day, bro, I used to take girls and just walk around the park. Like that was the date, just a walk in the park. But your energy, you mentioned that before as well, Ahmed, about energy and like kind of your aura, if you want to use that word. The vibe that you give off, that charisma, that confidence, that wittiness, that flirtatious, you know, playful kind of banter. That stuff is all you need, bro. All these guys saying, like, you know, you need money, you need money. You don't need money. You're just a boring cunt. You need to loosen up a little bit and enjoy your life. That's what you need to do. Women love that. Girls just want to have fun, bro. It's literally a song. Do you know what I mean? Like, take notes, boys. So I think that's definitely number one, is just have that ability to just have some fun. Number two, I think setting boundaries is a massive, massive thing. Women, although they may not be happy about it sometimes, like, for example, let's say you got a girlfriend, you're in a relationship, right? And she's like, oh, babe, can we go get ice cream today? I really want to go get ice cream. Please come get ice cream. And you have a fucking £5,000 deal you're ready to close on the phone, right? And you've got you got to get this job done. You got work to do. You're gonna say to the girl, like, no, we'll go get ice cream tomorrow, right? I've got work to do today. I'm staying on my shit. I'm not gonna drop everything for the girl, which is what so many guys do. And honestly, it's kind of sad to see, but they'll just revolve their entire life around what the woman wants, what the woman says, and what will make the woman happy. And that is a recipe for disaster. It really is, especially as a man. So I think having them boundaries should just be like, right, listen, I'm doing this. This is the way I'm living life. This is the way things are going to go. If you don't like it, that's okay. I'm not going to force you to live like that, but goodbye, right? Having that abundant mindset of like, right, I know what I want. And the woman has to come into that void, into that field. Otherwise, you just go find another woman that will. Do you know what I mean? So it's that abundant mindset of like, right, if this one's not going to be accepting of my boundaries and the way that I want to live and the way that I run my operation, no problem, on to the next one. I think that's a very important thing. Now, they might not be happy about it when you say no to ice cream. She might feel sad and upset. Oh, you never spend any time with me anymore. You know, I just want some attention. Like, yeah, they might, you know, kick up a fuss in the moment, but deep down they respect you for it. That's the difference. Men confuse the two. Men think that, oh, you know, happy wife, happy life, but then they forget about respect. Bro, you can have a woman that hates you. I've had girls screaming at me before, bro. They hate me. They're still fucking me. Do you know what I mean? And why? Why is that? Because they respect me. Because of the boundaries that I set. Because of the way that I live my life. And I'm uncompromising in that. Just because she says we want to get ice cream, I'm not going to put her on a pedestal and be like, okay, then, baby, whatever you want, drop the 5K deal. Like, no.
Yeah.
Get your work done. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's a massive point to understand as well. Definitely.
Yeah, words of wisdom. That's it.
Cheers for that.
But also, I mean, I think also, as you said earlier, like when you compromise on that, let's say if you compromise on that 5K deal and you go and get the ice cream, it's just like she obviously doesn't respect you, and then she's in control of the relationship from there, because it's just like the battling of it all. And it's just like, once she takes control, as you said, leaves the chaos, and then she'll probably end up leaving you anyway.
Yeah, so what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
And like you said, bro, as long as there's an emotional roller coaster, doesn't matter if it's positive or negative, as long as she feels something, that's fun for her. It's emotional stimulus. Women are very like responsive to how you make them feel. That's what largely attracts women to men. It's how do they make them feel. Bro, I'm sure we've all seen those like objectively ugly guys, like just ugly guys, bro, and they're walking down the street, 10 out of 10 fucking model by their side. I'm like, how the fuck's he done that? How has he pulled that off? I thought I was handsome. Do you know? What the fuck? How has he done that?
Yeah.
It's because of the way he makes that woman feel. He's got that bad boy energy that people talk about. He's cheeky, you know. He's got the boundaries. He's living life. I don't give a fuck what you say, bitch. I'm living life the way I want to live. Like, do you know what I mean? He's got that kind of vibe. And I'm not saying be a dickhead. You can do it in a gentlemanly kind of way. You can do it in a respectful way. But just understanding what women are actually looking for. Because men think, oh, well, because we're very visual creatures. We look at a girl, she's attractive. That's enough for us, right? I mean, how many guys could probably be watching this right now who say, yeah, I've slept with a girl in the club who was just visually attractive. I didn't really like her. I didn't respect her. I don't even know her fucking name. But yeah, we slept together because she's attractive. Who gives a shit? That's how men think. We're very simple creatures. Women are the opposite, in my experience anyway.
Your emotions.
Yeah, they really respond to how you make them feel, bro. And if you can induce some sort of emotion, some sort of fun, some sort of sexual tension, flirtatious energy, whatever it is you stimulate in her emotionally, she's attracted to that. That's all they want, bro. They want to feel something. And if you can do that, bro, honestly, you can be the most ugly guy in the world. They'll love you forever. So, yeah, man.
Also, just jumping on to the next sort of topic, do you have any experience in like combat sports at all? Like, let's say like kickboxing, boxing, or like
boxing's always been my forte, to be honest. I've never really delved too deep in the actual martial arts world, jiu-jitsu, all of that. I've never really done any of that. I've always just been very heavy on the boxing. And yeah, I just think it's absolutely essential. Every single man. I think, you know, you have to have, or at least try to have, the ability to defend yourself. Do you know what I mean? There's been plenty of occasions where we've actually had to use physical violence to get ourselves out of the situation. And I always advise avoid combat. I always advise de-escalate the situation. Don't go around looking for fights. It's just not worth it. But if it comes down to it, let's say you're walking down the street with your girlfriend and fucking 3 guys run up and try and mug you. If you're some soy boy, skinny arm, fucking, no, I'm not boxing. I'm too busy watching porn. Like, what are you going to do in that situation? Do you know what I mean? You have to have at least the capability of violence to some degree. I think that's very important. But what about you guys? I mean, I know you mentioned martial arts before. What your combat sports do you enjoy?
at the moment, or what have I done in the past?
Both. Yeah. What have you done in the past, and then what are you currently doing now?
So what I've done in the past is jiu-jitsu, which I'm going to go back to just because I'm trying to build up that sort of MMA sort of build. But I currently am doing a mix between boxing and Muay Thai at the moment. Just trying to get as many fights in this year as what I can, and hopefully turn pro and get paid for it.
Nice, bro. Love that. Love that.
Yeah, that's good. For me, I used to do taekwondo like when I was super young, and then karate, taekwondo mix. Then after that, I did. I took a break. I did sports, mainly sport. So like I was into a lot of sports: soccer, hockey, volleyball, basketball. And then just last year, I started going back into like boxing, Muay Thai-ish, kickboxing.
Yeah.
And then, but for me, like the fighting, I mean, it's good to have that, you know, I guess being young and everything, that's attractive. And then knowing how to handle like certain situations. But then, I guess after that, like, you know what, one new thing that I started actually doing that's I guess kind of separate, but related is hunting. I don't know why, because learning how to handle a gun, you know, reload, all that stuff, like that's super important too, like later on. I mean, I guess here in America, you know,
yeah, definitely.
It is what it is, but yeah.
You know what? I think it just comes back to competence though, isn't it? I mean, not only is it fun, like it's actually an enjoyable experience, but just competence, just knowing how to do things is not only is it attractive, but it's just you need it. You need competence.
Exactly. Competence, being capable, of course, 100%. That was like the first thing that I said about.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's one of the best points, to be honest, man. I mean, you could find yourself in any situation, anywhere in the world. You might be traveling in a foreign country, something happens, someone rolls up on you. You just have to know how to do things, you know, in every single different way. Knife combat, hand-to-hand combat, weapon combat, whatever it may be. Just having that ability to just move and handle things professionally is massively important, yeah. So competence above all. I think, yeah, just constantly be a student of life. Learn, enjoy the process of learning, fall in love with it. I think that'll be the best way to live your life, really, because that way, you know, you're always going up. You'll never go down. So.
No, almost.
Also, just another.
I'm just saying
Go ahead,
about time. We're almost like at an hour.
Yeah, you know what? That's gone fast, bro. Time flies when you're having fun.
That was.
Yeah.
We went through a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were you gonna close? I mean, I'll let you close then.
Yeah, I was gonna ask one last question. Do you know any other languages besides English?
I can speak a little bit of Thai. A little bit. Like I can basic words in the Thai language, but I'm not fluent in any other language other than English.
What got you into...
Say that again?
What got you into Thai? Like
my girlfriend, she's half Thai, half Scottish, so she's a nice mix between the two. Yeah, interesting mix. So, yeah, so obviously her family.
Like, I realized one thing about learning a new language is like, just, I mean, if it so happens to be your girl speaks that language, but if you're trying to learn a new language, for me, it's like one tip that I give to people is just get to know, for a man especially, get to know a girl that has, like, speaks that language natively, and then you're gonna see, like, just because you're so into her, you get to know her, like, our nature is to go inside of her, get to know her more and everything. Then you're gonna start learning that language, putting in those I know it's a lot of work, you know, like going on Google Translate and then like clicking on the pronunciation, getting that right, but it pays off, honestly. Like, that's how I learned. Honestly, that's how I learned too, Arabic and French. But but honestly, the Arabic was like, bro, it was insane how in 1 year I was able to just speak it fluently. And then she's just like, how the hell are you, like, I started singing along, like, because I play the guitar. I was like, yeah, now I'm singing in Arabic. And she got, like, at one point she was so jealous. She's just like, what? Like, this guy already knows how to talk. You know?
Bro, that's crazy. That's impressive. It really is. And it's good, man, because you can roll up in a country that speaks, or you might meet someone in your country that speaks Arabic, and just having that ability to instantly speak the language, just fluently like that. But it's smooth, do you know what I mean? It's cool as fuck. Yes. So, yeah, man. I'll definitely be practicing 2025, learning some new languages. I've always liked Arabic, actually, and Spanish as well. I think that's another one I want to learn. So,
yeah, Spanish for sure. Me too. 100%.
Anyway, it was great to have you on.
Oh, absolutely. Likewise. I appreciate your time, boys. Honestly, there's so much value in an hour, and it's felt like 10 minutes. Like, honestly, it's just breezed by. I didn't even realize. So,
for sure.
I really appreciate you guys.
We're going to be sending you all the goodies, all the clips you guys see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll get them all done either today or tomorrow. I'm just going to sort out the episode first and then just,
man.
Close it up. Because as we were talking earlier, speed's everything.
Yeah. Well, listen, boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I appreciate your time. And there's been some crazy gems dropped in this whole video. So hopefully the viewers can take something from that. Yeah, man. It's been fun. Thank you, guys.